watch me install a 32-inch LCD TV on the Faux Rock Wall of our 264L Forest River Cherokee travel trailer. When we bought our trailer at the RV show, it had no TV, nor did it have the bracket installed in the entertainment center on the full wall. However, they did provide the brackets for the TV and for the wall. I was able to determine that these were made by PAW International, and I was able to find the information online about their dimensions and all the details of what they are. The TV I intend to install is an Emerson 32-inch LCD. Upon investigating its VISA hole pattern size, it's a 100mm by 200mm pattern. However, the bracket that came with the trailer had a 75mm and 100mm hole pattern. That wasn't going to work. I found a adapter online that looked like it would work for about $15. I got it shipped and it looked exactly like what I needed. So you take the factory mount and you just bolt it into the recessed area here, and then you got all your different patterns. So this plate works for quite a few different TVs. I think it's a pretty good adapter for the price. You know, you could go with the bigger TV or you know, this pattern here. So, all right. Okay. Got the adapter plate mounted to the TV. M4 by 12mm screws. Some washers to not go through the holes in the adapter plate. So I took a measuring tape and measured it from the platform to the bottom of the V, and it was exactly 9 inches. So then there's these little stoppers here. So the bottom of the V of the other bracket can't go any further than that stopper. So I want to be 9 inches to there, and so I measured until that's where it was, plus about 1/8 of an inch, just in case. I didn't want to cut it too close to where it could be up in the bracket a little bit and be loose. I want it to be tight, but I want the weight on here not pulling on this all the time. So we go over a bounce on the road, and the base of the TV is going to hit this, not be pulling down on this all the time. Finding any information about how thick this was, I took it off and measured it. Didn't get that on video. And then they say the wall isn't much more than an inch, but the backer. But a 2-inch screw by number 10 is what I chose. And when I first drilled it in, I made sure to go very slowly and make sure I wasn't poking through the wall on the other side. I think I got plenty of margin on the 2-inch screws. Well, I did pre-drill these. You know, I don't know what would happen if you tried to drive a screw directly through those without pre-drilling, so I wouldn't recommend it. And then, you know, just drove the 2-inch screws in. This isn't real time. I took this one out to demonstrate. Snugs up real nice, grabs that backer real solid. This is like really, really solid. It's not going anywhere. The reason for setting the bracket lower than center is that if you go to pick the TV up and put it in there, it has to slide down here, so you have to lift it up and then slide it down. And this is a 32-inch TV. It you know, it just about comes up to here before I can slide it back down in. So if it had been centered, I may not be able to have gotten the TV in. Okay, so the connections on this particular TV come out the back, and you really only have a little bit of clearance. So I got these, you should buy right angle RCAs, but it was cheaper to buy the cheaper to buy the adapters, so I just bought some adapters. And then when they plug in the back, they won't be sticking out too far. So this particular TV does have RCAs out that we could go out to the entertainment center, but the input for the entertainment center is just a little 3.5 millimeter jack for aux in. So I just grabbed an aux in cable and I'll use that, and then that'll just plug into the entertainment center's aux input. And just plug the HDMI in here, and then the antenna connection or cable connection into here. So when you're searching for a TV for an RV, you might pay attention to whether the connections come out the back or the side. Anyway, that makes it about ready to install. Time to install the TV on the wall. There we go. She's in. Time to make the connections. We'll do the left and right and video connections from the DVD player to the TV. Then we'll plug in the AC and the cable, and I sure do love these cables that have the hand twisty thing. You don't have to get a wrench out to get it tight. Okay, the connection from the headphone output of the TV goes to the aux input of the little Furion home theater, they call it. It's not really a home theater, it's just a little radio with a DVD player. But anyway, the output from the audio from the TV will come in here, and then you just select, you know, your source aux. I don't know where that's at right now, but you know, it's on AM right now. Just select aux and it plays over the house speakers. So the HDMI cable is meant for connecting to your Blu-ray player or PlayStation or whatever it is. They don't have one in here. They have a DVD over here. We use a Blu-ray player that we put up here temporarily, and then we put it away when we're traveling. And we use that mostly just to use the internet connection to YouTube and watch that on the TV. Not necessarily to play Blu-rays, but I think what we'll eventually do is we'll end up drilling a hole through the top, down the bottom, and we'll get just a Roku or something that, you know, streams video. We don't need the Blu-ray player per se, and it won't be quite as deep. And then we can leave it in there permanently. Okay, so then, you know, I just dress the cables behind there. No big special fancy routing channels or anything like that. Just stuff it behind there. And there we go, good to go. Be careful, we've had this cable interfere with the slides, so when we're done, we make sure there's no cables hanging down or get in the way of the slide in any manner. Okay, got the TV mount pretty solid now. It doesn't move. It's not going anywhere. Got the cables all hooked in. Had to do right angle connectors on the back because the RCAs came out the back and would have hit the wall, so I had to buy right angle RCA plugs. And then the output from the TV is coming down here and going in the aux so that we can use the remote and turn the volume up and down, but nothing too fancy. One of the things we don't like about this floor plan, about the only thing we don't like about it, is that when you bring the slide in, you can't watch TV. So even if you have an inverter and you pull off at Walmart or at a rest stop and you want to watch TV without pulling out the slide, you can't do it. So that is a little inconvenient.
Okay, well, I think this was a success. If it helps you out in any way, I've done my job. Anyway, happy trails.